Brussels, Dutch, Brussels and the Walloon region. Brussels is the most densely populated and the richest region in Belgium in terms of GDP per capita. It covers 162 square kilometers, a relatively small area compared to the two other regions, and has a population of over 1.2 million. The 5 times larger metropolitan area of Brussels comprises over 2.5 million people, which makes it the largest in Belgium. It is also part of a large conurbation extending towards Ghent, Antwerp, Leuven and Walloon-Brabant, home to over 5 million people. Brussels grew from a small rural settlement on the River Seine to become an important city region in Europe. Since the end of the Second World War, it has been a major center for international politics and home to numerous international organizations, politicians, diplomats and civil servants. Brussels is the de facto capital of the European Union, as it hosts a number of principal EU institutions, including its administrative, legislative, executive, political, and legislative branches. Its name is sometimes used metonymically to describe the EU and its institutions. The Secretariat of the Benelux and headquarters of NATO are also located in Brussels. As the economic capital of Belgium and one of the top financial centers of Western Europe with Euronext Brussels, it is classified as an Alpha Global City. Brussels is a hub for rail, road and air traffic, sometimes earning the moniker Crossroads of Europe. The Brussels Metro is the only rapid transit system in Belgium. In addition, both its airport and railway stations are the largest and busiest in the country. Historically Dutch-speaking, Brussels saw a language shift to French from the late 19th century. The Brussels capital region is officially bilingual in French and Dutch, even though French is now the lingua franca with over 90% of the inhabitants being able to speak it. Brussels is also increasingly becoming multilingual. English is spoken as a second language by nearly a third of the population, and many migrants and expatriates speak other languages as well. Brussels is known for its cuisine and gastronomy, as well as its historical and architectural landmarks. Some of them are registered as UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Main attractions include its historic Grand Place, Mannequin Pies, the Athenaeum, and cultural institutions such as Le Monnie, the Munt and the Museums of Art and History. Due to its long tradition of Belgian comics, Brussels is also hailed as a capital of the comic strip. The most common theory of the origin of the name Brussels is that it derives from the Old Dutch Broekzele, Broekzele or Broekzel, meaning mass, and home, or home in the mass. Saint Wandisdenus, the Bishop of Cambrai, made the first recorded reference to the place Broekzele in 695, when it was still a hamlet. The names of all the municipalities in the Brussels capital region are also of Dutch origin, except for Ever, which is Celtic. In French, Brussels is pronounced. Inhabitants of Brussels are known in French as Bruxellois and in Dutch as Brusseliers. In the Brabantian dialect of Brussels, they are called Brusseliers or Brusseliers. Originally, the written X noted the group per kilosecond. In the Belgian French pronunciation as well as in Dutch, the K eventually disappeared and Z became S, as reflected in the current Dutch spelling. Whereas in the more conservative French form, the spelling remained. The pronunciation per kilosecond, in French only dates from the 18th century. But this modification did not affect the traditional Brussels usage. In France, the pronunciations N are often heard, but are rather rare in Belgium. County of Leuven c. 1000 to 1183 Duchy of Brabant 1183 to 1430 Burgundian Netherlands 1430 to 1482 Habsburg Netherlands 1482 to 1556 Spanish Netherlands 1556 to 1714 Austrian Netherlands 1714 to 1746 Kingdom of France 1746 to 1749 Austrian Netherlands 1749 to 1794 French First Republic 1795 to 1804 First French Empire 1804 to 1815 United Kingdom of the Netherlands 1815 to 1830 Kingdom of Belgium 1830 Present. The history of Brussels is closely linked to that of Western Europe. Traces of human settlement go back to the Stone Age, with vestiges and place names related to the civilization of megaliths, dolmens and standing stones. During late antiquity, the region was home to Roman occupation, as attested by archaeological evidence discovered on the current site of Tours and Taxis, northwest of the Pentagon. Following the decline of the Western Roman Empire, it was incorporated into the Frankish Empire. The origin of the settlement which was to become Brussels lies in Saint Gagericus' construction of a chapel on an island in the river Seine around 580. The official founding of Brussels is usually situated around 979. When Duke Charles of Lower Lotharingia transferred the relics of Saint Gudula from Moorsel to Saint Gagericus Chapel, Charles would construct the first permanent fortification in the city, doing so on that same island. Lambert I of Leuven, Count of Leuven,